Now, once we have finalized the sketch, it's finally time to take out your watercolor paper and trace your sketch on it. There are many ways to do this, and in this class, I'm going to show you my way of tracing sketches directly from the iPad. Basically, I'm going to use the iPad as a lightbox. So, as I sketched my drawing in Procreate, I saved it as a JPEG in the camera roll. Now, as you can see that the size of the sketch is quite small and the screen size of the iPad is also not more than 10 inches. But I want to paint a little larger than this. So what I'm going to do is I'll split the sketch in parts and take some screenshots. To do that, I'll just zoom in the image to about a size that I think is good for my project and take the screenshot by pressing the home and top button together. Now, without changing the size and carefully sliding the sketch so as to see the other portion and then taking the screenshot again. I think it's good to go and taking the screenshot like so. So now we have our two screenshots in the image gallery and now we can trace them at a larger size. But depending on the drawing and the size that you want, you may have to take multiple screenshots, but for this one, two are enough. Okay, so now let's talk about an amazing feature in iPad that is called guided access. Why we need guided access is because if you directly place your tracing paper on top of the screen to trace your drawing, you'll see that with your hand touching the screen, the image will move beneath, and we really don't want that. This is where guided access comes in handy, which actually freezes the screen and lets you trace your drawing without moving the images below. I'll show you how it works. So to turn on the guided access, just go to the settings of your iPad, go down to accessibility on the left, and under accessibility, you will see guided access if you go further down. For me, it is on, but if you haven't used it before, this may be off for you. So simply go ahead and turn it on. So now when you turn on the guided access, you'll see some options below. You can go to the passcode settings and enable Touch ID. And now we are ready to use the guided access. Now coming back to the first image screenshot, we'll start the guided access. Before that, just make sure that you have only the image on the screen and not any other options on top and bottom of the screen. Now to start the guided access, just triple click on the home button and you will see the screen with some options. If you want, you can play with the options here, but I don't use them much. So just tap on start and it will ask you for a passcode. I usually set a very simple passcode, let's say 121212, and then verify passcode and the guided access starts. Now, if I touch the screen, you'll see nothing is happening on the screen because the screen is frozen. And now we can simply place our tracing paper on top and start tracing our drawing. Just to be on the safer side, you can tape down your tracing paper on the table so you don't accidentally move it. Another thing that I want to mention is just try to use a soft nib pen to avoid any scratches on the iPad screen. And now I'll speed up the video and let you watch the tracing process. Okay, so now we have our drawing ready on the tracing paper on a larger size. Now it's time to transfer it to the watercolor paper. For that, I'll simply use a dark pencil like an HB pencil or a B pencil and scribble at the back of my drawing on the tracing paper. Then I'll place the tracing paper on top of the watercolor paper and using a pen or a sharp pencil, just redraw the sketch on the tracing paper. This will transfer the graphite of the pencil that was scribbled on the back on the watercolor paper. Now the sketch is transferred on our final watercolor paper. I'll just do a little cleanup using my kneadable eraser so as to get rid of any unwanted graphite marks. Here you can also come back and fix any mistakes or fine tune your sketch if required. So now we are all set to start painting. We'll see you in the next video.